Hello, hello. This is Bronwyn of the Astrology Goddess, and I'm here to bring you your brief weekly forecast for the week of November 29th through December 5th. So we woke up this morning into the eclipse window. Last night in the wee hours for most of us in North America, the sun and the moon came into opposition for our full moon, and there was a lunar eclipse. So twice a year, when the sun and the moon get in the vicinity of the lunar nodes, we go into eclipse season, and we have a series of eclipses. Usually two, sometimes three, both lunar and solar eclipses. So this eclipse season has kicked off with this lunar eclipse in Gemini on the full moon last night. So what do we know about lunar eclipses? With a lunar eclipse, we feel it. It's a deeply interior emotional experience that prepares us. In this case, it's preparing us for the more external, in the world, manifest experience that will be reflected to us by the solar eclipse in 2 weeks. So they don't always go in this order. Sometimes we have solar eclipse first, and then a lunar eclipse, and another solar eclipse. There's either 2 or 3 every eclipse season. This happens every 6 months. And each eclipse season brings us the potential for making an interior shift, for shifting onto a new course in life, even if it's a very small course adjustment. These periods of time, these beautiful eclipse windows, these portals that are sort of out of time, give us the opportunity to reset, to rethink, to repattern, to stop the energy flow for a moment and then allow it to flow again. So if you've ever had acupuncture, you know about this experience, this idea of stopping or stilling that flow of vital energy for just a moment and then allowing it to flow again. And that time, that reset, is what allows a shift to take place. So the eclipses work in this same way energetically, right? As that shadow comes over the moon, it's occluding that energy that usually flows to us from the moon. The moon, our feeling heart, the moon, that body that assimilates all of the cosmic energies and reflects them to us in a form that our little human psyches can digest. For a moment, her light is eclipsed and that energy is held back. And then as it starts to flow again, we may find that the interior channels through which that energy flows have shifted just a little bit. So these are really potent times. The lunar eclipse, because the moon rules our deep interior experiences, the way we relate to our early life, the way we relate to the concept of mother and the way we parent and nurture ourselves, the way we manage our emotions and experience the shifts in our mood from day to day, and the way that we experience our body wisdom. All of that is ruled by the moon. So when the moon is eclipsed, we have a chance to reset those things in our life. And we can look to the placement of that eclipse, right? In this case, 8 degrees Gemini, to find out what is the nature of this shift that I'll be going through. And also, how big will it be for me? Does it fall in an unoccupied place in my chart? It'll flow right past me probably, and I'll just witness it in the world around me. Or do I have some important placements at 8 degrees? 8 degrees of Gemini, 8 degrees of any of the mutable signs, or really 8 degrees of any of the signs, and you'll be feeling this eclipse. So we've woken up into that, right? In a way, we've woken up into a new world, into this shifting place of the eclipse window, and we're here for 2 weeks, and it's a time when our psyches are a little bit more malleable. And because it's Gemini, on that Gemini Sagittarius axis of information and wisdom and of neural patterning and connection to the divine, word and divine wisdom, that beautiful axis of Gemini Sagittarius. This is where these eclipses are occurring. And I see it as a chance to reset some of our habits of mind, neural pathways, and belief systems so that they serve us better. And because this is a south node eclipse, that is, the sun is on the south node, it's a time of releasing, of making things sacred. Remember that the south node is where we offer things into the energetic realms. The north node is where we manifest and pull things from the energetic realms. So when we work with the south node, we're working with a sense of humility, a sense of honoring, a sense of giving back to the divine or giving back to the energetic realms, the spirit world, the other world, however you conceptualize that. So if we're combining all of these ideas, a repatterning of mind and belief, accessing divine wisdom in a new way, and refreshing and clearing our belief systems. And feeling that first as a deeply interior emotional experience, and then now in 2 weeks being able to see its result in the world and begin to take action on it in the world. So this is where we are, and I want you to be floating through the rest of this lunation. As we float through until the new moon, we're in that beautiful otherworld space of the eclipse window. And our psyches are extra malleable, and that means it's possible for us to make profound shifts within this portal. So especially after a year like 2020, there's so much that has come up for us. There's so much baggage we don't want to carry into 2021. There are so many places that our minds, our beliefs, and our psyches have taken us in 2020, and they haven't all been clear, truthful, useful, helpful, sacred places. They have not all been those things. So now is a time to really take stock. What were some beliefs that you fell into or found yourself in over the course of this year that need to be reflected on and revised? What are some habits of mind that you've been working with that you want to shift and change? Now is the time. Now is the time to complete that healing so we can move into 2021 refreshed. So that's really the main thing that's going on this week, other than just kind of recovering from the Neptune station on Saturday. So that's one of our great outer planets, one of the ice giants way out in the outer reaches of our solar system, Neptune, who holds our connection with the divine, right? He holds our dreams. He holds the places where we dissolve and the places where we are in union. And he is where we lose ourselves, for better or worse. So he is our addictions as much as our mystical experiences. And whenever he's active, stationing, either direct or retrograde, in this case direct, we really feel those Neptunian influences in our lives. We might be crying more. We might have very vivid dreams. We might have brain fog. We might be tired. All of those are the symptoms. The call of Neptune, again, is always to tap into our dreams, our daydreams and our night dreams, and see what they're offering. So I think this is a really beautiful synergy that's happening between this eclipse time, the Neptune station, the fact that Neptune is squaring the nodes. So it's a time that we can rethink and reshape our dreams. And I'm really feeling it as a renewal of clarity and a renewal of hope. Our hope and clarity have been battered and clouded over the course of this challenging year. And now is our chance to renew our innocence, to renew our hope. I saw another astrologer posted that old song, that old Enigma song, A Return to Innocence. And I love that song because it used to be one of the rehearsal songs for the dance company that I belonged to. So I have wonderful memories associated with it. Moon, memories, Neptune, sentiment, but also this idea. I love this idea of this time being a time when we can reclaim our innocence, even after everything that we've been through this year, and enter into the next year full of hope. So that was a very Neptunian transmission, not really a breakdown of the transits of this week. However, if you want to hear some more details about what the moon is doing this week, what other transits are happening, Mercury's making a shift, there's some other stuff going on, you can tune into the Venus Rises podcast, which I produce with my dear friend and the brilliant astrologer, Rebecca Beer. And you can search that on iTunes, Venus Rises, or I will also link it below. So you can tune into that if you want to hear just a little more detail about what this week holds transit-wise. But I wanted to come on and talk to you about your feeling heart and what you're experiencing and what the value of this eclipse window really is. So I hope this has given you a chance to reflect on that. Thinking about moving into 2021, I have a couple of offerings for you guys. I do take a few weeks at the beginning of each year to offer only year ahead consultations. So my first 2 weeks sold out really quickly. So I've opened up the third week of January for more 2021 year ahead consultations. So if you missed out on that first round, you can book yourself in now for the third week of January. And if you book that consultation, you also get free entrance into my 2021 year ahead planning and forecast event that happens in a couple of weeks. And that's a really valuable event. We sit together for 3 hours. It's not just me talking to you about the transits of 2021. There's some of that, but we also really break things down in terms of your chart. And we spend some time at the end co-working. You bring your calendar for the whole year and we plan together, and you have access to me to help you do that planning with the astrology of 2021 in mind. So it's forecast with me going through all of the energies of 2021 and what you can expect. And then it's creative time for us to spend together to ask questions and get your calendar set. So it's going to support you to grow into your dreams in 2021. That you can sign up for that event. If you're not getting a consult, that's fine, but the package is a really good deal. So I've linked that below as well. That last week of 2021 consults will sell out pretty quickly. So I recommend that you book in now if you want to do that. It's going to be a big year, not in the same way at all that 2020 was, but some things that you'll want to be prepared for. So drop into the comments if you have any questions, and I'll see you next week. Lots of love, happy full moon. Take such good care of your feeling heart and allow this delicious Neptune time to wash over you and help you to revise your dreams and renew your innocence.